Giants versus Vikings. Vikings are minus 3.5. Over under is 47.5. I'm going to start here. Last week we saw the Giants take down the Commanders, and they looked like the Giants team who we saw in the first half of the season. Very aggressive on defense, making plays when they had to. They look good. The Vikings are coming off the largest comeback victory in NFL history against the Colts. That game was hilarious, funny to watch. But I like the Giants in this game to win. So I'm going to take Giants money line. The Giants look great against Commanders, like I said last week. The Vikings pick and choose when they want to play. Two outcomes of this game are possible. The Vikings, in my mind, will be confirmed frauds with a loss, or the Vikings will be a Super Bowl team with a win after this game. The team is so hard to read, so hard to judge, but I think they're still frauds. I'm going to take the Giants to win. Trey?
This game is a pretty high total, especially for a game involving the New York Giants. But I do expect the Vikings to win and possibly even dominate in this game. But I'm going to avoid an any given Sunday kind of moment. And I'm going to pick a total. And I'm going to go another over 49.5. 49.5. It even raised 2 points. I had a 47.5 earlier. So I guess a lot of people are going with the over. But I still do love it at 49.5. The over is 4-0 in the Vikings' last 4 home games. The over is 6-1 in the Vikings' last 7 home games. And the over is 3-1-1 in the Giants' last 5 versus NFC opponents. So both these teams love to put up points. So I'm going to go the over 49.5.
Giants and over. Teats, how about you?
Before I give my side, I do want to kind of back up Trey with his over so far. We know that the weather is going to be awful for most of these games in terms of how cold it's going to be, but I actually saw a statistic today that the cold does not actually affect the game that much. Passing, rushing yards are relatively the same as typical. I think points scored is like changed by 2 or 3 points total. So, I mean, if you're thinking that the Giants or Vikings are going to score like 54 potentially, you're still covering. If you think they're going to be right at 49, take that with what you will, but I think that Trey is looking pretty good with the 49.5 over.
Let's go.
I am also looking at the Vikings. I want them at minus. I'll take them 3.5. I think the Vikings win straight up. The thing is that the Vikings, it took them a single half to score 39 points, including overtime, but 36 points to come back and shut down a team that had 33 in the first half already. So the second half of the Vikings games is a Super Bowl team. But like Jesse said, the first half is big fraud. I think that was a wake-up call because they probably walked into that game not thinking that it mattered. And now they know that they cannot take any team, just for granted. I think they come out, they put the pedal to the metal, and they floor this Giants team who the Vikings' biggest weakness in their defense, passing. The Giants' biggest weakness on offense, passing. It just works out better for the Vikings.
Yeah, and I think the Giants might be bigger frauds than the Vikings, so sorry about that, Bear.
I don't think they're very good, but they have really good coaching. I think the Giants,
I agree.
The Giants are going to pull this win off. But all three on something different. Over, I'm on the Giants, and Teats is on the Vikings.